Hi, I'm Todd Wente, and this is the Daily 180. 180 seconds of motivation and inspiration intended to help you take action and make progress in your life. This is episode 451 of the Daily 180, and today is probably one of the most painful, but also one of the most beneficial days that we're going to spend with the Daily 180. We're continuing our journey through W words, and we come to today's word, work. I know. Work, a four-letter word, a lot like life, a lot like love. Work. All of the things that we've been talking about as we've moved through the alphabet, doing all of these different words, hundreds of words now that we have talked about as we've moved our way through the alphabet, talking about words that help us understand things that we can do. All of that is advice. All of that is probably good advice. It's worth at least what you're paying for it. But as you look at all of those different pieces of advice, eventually all of that advice is useless unless it is connected with that four-letter word, work. Now, I say it's a four-letter word. Oftentimes we use the phrase that something is a four-letter word when it is distasteful or when it is offensive or when it is just something that you want to avoid using. But in this case, I think it's also helpful to remember that that four-letter word, work, like life and like love, is connected with a whole range of emotions, some positive, some kind of negative. But all three of those, work, life, and love, as far as I'm concerned, are critical. They are fundamental. They are part of what brings joy into everything that we do. If we treasure life and we treasure those that we love, we will have ups and downs. And if we treasure work, we'll have successes and failures along the way. May I suggest that as you are thinking about all of the things and trying to figure out how to make all of this advice make sense, make sure you're taking time to take that advice and say, and now, how do I use this to help me work? One of my favorite poems when I was growing up was the poem called "It Couldn't Be Done." And I'm sorry, I can't remember who wrote it. I think it's Edgar A. Guest, but I could be totally wrong on that one. But there's a line in it that is just absolutely wonderful. If you haven't heard the poem, I think I did it earlier in the Daily 180, way back in the double digits. But there's a line in that poem that keeps coming back over and over again that I absolutely love. And the line is this: just start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you'll do it. That's the epitome of work. And for me, it's the epitome of what we need to do in order to make progress. Thanks very much for spending some time with me today on this one. Hopefully it's been useful, and hopefully you can find people that you can share it with. I'd really appreciate it if you would, and I think they might appreciate it as well. In the meantime, make sure you hit the button to subscribe and the bell to be reminded when we're going to be putting more of these out. There's actually going to be more coming out, probably about 4 over the next 2 days. I've got a little bit of work to do to catch up. In the meantime, this has been the Daily 180. My name is Todd Wente. Go forth and conquer. We'll see you later on.